Order in the court. Be seated.
It's time for Talk Law Radio with Todd Marquardt. Todd Marquardt, attorney at law in Texas. If you're a millionaire or a thousandaire, Talk Law Radio is now on the air. Call in with your business law question, your elder law question, veteran aid, Medicaid, build a business to get paid. 210-308-8867. Or ask a question online at marquardtlawfirm.com. That's MARQUARDT lawfirm.com. And now it's Talk Law Radio with Todd Marquardt.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, on the radio, on podcasts everywhere, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on talklawradio.com. Here with Shannon Salmon-Haas. She's the official Instagram influencer for today. And we're going to be talking about the law, specifically the cell phone ban in Texas schools. And we'll also be talking about the Texas flood that just happened. But the reason that I'm here is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. And you know, it all started with God's law.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he said, don't eat from the fruit of that tree.
Yeah.
Then he gave Moses the 10 Commandments. And now we have city, state, and federal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws that might impact you without you knowing it. And this law is going to impact kids in Texas.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know about it. My friend told me about it.
Well,
I had to look it up.
After the legislature does their business, there's so many new laws for us to learn. And so we're going to be very busy combing through those and finding out which ones our
But do you
audience
breathe
should
a
talk
sigh
about.
of relief when they're done, when the legislative session is over? Like, okay.
No, that's when I'm getting excited because I don't really want to talk about all the pending legislation because I don't know whether it's going to pass or not.
Okay.
And
then
so
you have that finality.
You're telling people this law has been proposed and we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
The only one that I talked about was the One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it to pass.
Oh, really?
Usually I don't give an opinion about
You never do. You really
what I
stay
want or what I don't
neutral.
want. But I don't like to pay income taxes.
You wanted those tax breaks.
Yeah. So if you heard that, just file it away.
And love him anyway if you're on the other side of that issue.
Try not
He's
to
a
give
good
my
guy.
opinion about other things. So why is this cell phone ban good or bad for kids in schools?
Are you going to why don't you go first? What do you think about it?
Well, I just finished having kids in high school. Mm-hmm. And let me go take you back some decades ago when I was in high school.
Did you have a little more hair? Not that you're doing bad because you got plenty of hair.
I did. I'd had more hair. And I just, on that note, realized the other day I've been watching a lot of the Alf videos on Facebook.
How fun.
And I actually copied Alf's haircut when I was...
On purpose?
Yeah, I think when I was 12. I guess I had forgotten about it, but then I was just like, hey, Alf has a haircut that I used to have. And so this side of my hair, I combed back like this.
Yeah.
And this side of my hair, I had it spiked.
Yeah.
And so Alf had that.
Right. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
On the side of his head.
Well, these were our role models. I only had Charro on Love Boat, so no.
Oh, okay. I watched Love Boat occasionally. The old shows that I watched were Leave It to Beaver and Lassie.
Yeah, those were really good.
Wholesome shows.
We had good stuff, yeah. But anyway, I distracted you again. I'm sorry.
So when I was in high school, I don't remember worrying about school shooters.
Oh, gosh, no. No, of course not.
And so when my kids were in high school...
And I'm older than you, but we had never heard of such a thing. The first one I remember was a McDonald's in California. And it was shocking because it wasn't even a term that we knew,
right.
a mass shooting.
Yeah. So when my kids started going to high school, I'm one of those people that think, well, it's never going to happen in my school or in my town.
I'm sure a lot of people think that, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they were talking about it with the kids in an assembly or something. And Caitlin had just started her freshman year, and Thomas was a senior. And he said, well, I already have a plan for if there's a school shooting.
Wow.
I'm going to find Caitlin and get her out of there.
Wow.
And it just...
How sad.
Right. I was now starting to realize that it could happen in our town at our school.
I had a plan for what am I going to do if a bully pushes me into my locker. You know, like that was the extent of my plan.
I had no plan for that either. I was just trying to avoid the bully.
Maybe you were the bully.
I was not. We can talk about bully stories some other day. But the high school shootings, there were a couple of incidents at the school that they went. One was they found a kid under the portable, and he had, I think, an airsoft gun.
Maybe before that would have been such a freaky thing, because if you try and do that now, you know.
No, he was arrested. I mean,
wow.
they took him away.
Wow.
But nobody knew that it was airsoft.
Okay.
They just knew that some kid had a gun and he was hiding.
Right.
And so, of course, we were all shocked about that and scared about what might happen.
Yeah.
So we would get text messages from Thomas and Caitlin about what's happening.
Wow.
They would say,
this is what's going on.
Type.
Yeah.
Yes, the school's on lockdown. And, you know, we would just be sitting on pins and needles waiting for what's going to happen.
Wow.
Now, the school did have a system of communicating with parents by email. That was, I think, and by Twitter, which is now X. They would post announcements about what was happening. The school's on lockdown. The kids are free to go home and that kind of thing.
Wow.
But if they're not doing that and your kid's texting you, then you really are on high alert and you don't know what you can do.
Yeah.
So what happens if there's a cell phone ban and the kids are not texting their parents?
What my friend said she was going to do is allow her child to have the phone off and in their backpack. That way, if something happened, they could get the phone and turn it on and text her. But what do you think of that? Do you think the cell phone ban is going to include like a I mean, does it mean you just don't have it on?
Well, let me tell you. Texas House Bill 1481 passed. The governor signed it. Students are generally prohibited from using personal communication devices during the school day. Schools are going to have to write their policies. Districts, so the school district can decide some things.
Okay.
They can decide either to prohibit students from bringing devices altogether or designate specific storage methods.
Okay. Wow. Sounds like an extra burden for our overburdened school system. Now they have to police each child, whether they have a phone or not.
So I don't know if they're going to be able to search the kids.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good question.
But they will be able to confiscate
right.
the phone if they see it.
Yeah. And I'm sure you would agree with this statement that students actually don't have the same kind of Fourth Amendment rights that we do.
I wish I had looked that up.
I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that there's a reduced constitutional protection when you're on a when you're on a campus.
There is, but I didn't look that up beforehand.
Well, if it hasn't changed since the last time I had to look it up when my client wore the shirt he chose to wear to a campus, you don't have the same free speech rights because you're on a campus, which doesn't seem fair to me.
I remember hearing that, yeah.
And it's a child, like it's a child on a campus, so It's not the same like you walking down the street. You can have that T-shirt on as
well,
an adult.
That's free speech, but
Right.
there's also the Fourth Amendment
Right.
protection against search and seizure.
Right. They are supposed to get the parents onto the campus before they do anything, but having worked with a lot of juvenile cases, they rarely do that. They just kind of do what they're going to do, and they go ahead and like extract a confession from the child and search everything. And
well, I do remember when I was in high school, they did have drug dogs and they did search lockers.
yeah.
So nowadays, I think that schools are sometimes the devil's playground where the drug dealers go to school so that they can sell drugs to all the kids.
That's a bold statement. What are you basing your extensive knowledge of drug dealer behavior on, Todd? And I'm just teasing you. You think it's pretty bad?
I've heard stories, yeah.
Yeah. You very well could be right.
I think that the first job of the school is to protect the kids, and that includes from drug dealers.
Yeah, of course. Well, if they don't have their cell phone, how are they gonna? I mean, it feels like maybe I'm against this.
Well, but the other side of the coin is how do we create an environment for the kids to learn?
Okay.
You know, the education around the world is we're competing.
Okay.
Our country, our kids are competing against other countries and their kids for, you know, who's going to have the most well-run society.
Yeah.
And so we want them to learn. We don't want them to be distracted by their phone all day.
Right. And their brains, they're developing brains.
Well, that's the other thing. There's some studies that say that it causes anxiety.
Yeah.
For kids to be on their phone all the time.
Lots of mental health issues. They've asked those really high power, titans of society whether they would let their children use a cell phone, and they all say no. Like people that have invented these systems, they say no. I wouldn't let my child have a.
Somebody's commenting on
cool.
your post there.
I can't use it in school unless it's an emergency. Oh, that is so kind of her to comment.
Yeah.
Because she's an actual real person dealing with these policies.
Yeah, but she's saying my parents also tell me. So I guess it's not going to be a big change.
And that's the girl I've been telling you about that is hopefully going to come on, and she makes these bracelets.
What are they made of?
Well, I don't know what this is. Maybe she can tell me, but it's Madison Page, and she's just a really amazing person. And they help me to stay calm because I kind of do this well.
She's also saying that phones are a huge distraction. So she's ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She has some insight there.
She has a ton of insight. She's a really, really cool person.
Well, one thing else that we wanted to talk about was the experience of having this school shooting problem in another city in Texas, in Uvalde, and how some of the children in that school did use their phone to contact their parents. At least that's from the stories that I saw on TV or I read about.
That we could say that in an even broader way. If you're a child living in this society today, doesn't it make you feel a lot safer having your cell phone with you when you know that things like this can happen and they've been happening? So it's a safety thing where you feel safer just because you have it. Like our friend that's commenting, she can reach into her backpack and get it and pull it out. So it might make her feel safer. She's not on it, during school hours, but it's just there as a safety thing. Another issue, I think people legit are addicted to their phones these days, because the other day I had to go get my phone serviced, and I didn't have my phone, and I had to wait without my phone.
Yeah.
And I realized how much my brain has been changed by this technology. I didn't know how to wait without my phone. I
Right.
was so uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do with
I've
myself.
experienced that before too. I sometimes take a break from typing legal documents and I'll go outside and then I look at my phone. So I'm not really taking a break.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to look out into the distance and see the trees and the squirrels because it changes your mindset from, always having the screen in front of your face.
Yeah, that's what they say, that nature is so good.
But then
for
I'm
that.
like, I might want to read this news.
I think we're all addicted. I think a lot of us are addicted.
Yeah.
I hope your listeners have some really good comments. I hope a lot of people reach out and comment on this.
If you're hearing this on the radio, go to YouTube and comment. But first, search for Talk Law Radio and look for the Lady Justice logo in the red, white, and blue colors. You can subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll always know what we're talking about.
You might have people listening that were well into the adulthood when they got their first cell phone. You know what I mean? Like they've lived the majority of their lives without a cell phone. Is that still possible today? I was like 20, I think, when I got mine.
I was out of the house for sure.
Yeah.
But here's another fun fact, is that when I was in high school, I had a pager.
Uh-huh.
Because I think cell phone was too expensive out of my budget, but
was it? It's hard for me to place the time frame. Was it like nobody else had a pager and you had like the last one? Like,
well,
pagers weren't a thing anymore, but you still had one.
No, pagers were the in thing.
Really?
And the reason I needed one was because I had this lawn care business, and I wanted people to page me when they wanted their lawn cut.
Okay.
But really, the only people that paged me were my friends.
Yeah. And then you'd have to go find a payphone or find a phone somewhere.
Yeah, usually I was either at home or I was at somebody's house, so we just used the landline.
Yeah. Did you ever like try to send a message on the pager?
And they did. The technology improved every year. I would trade in that pager and get one that was easier to message.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Was it? I had a pager too.
Some parts of it were fun. I don't go to my high school reunions because there's nobody there that I want to talk to. Unless you're friends with me on Facebook, then we're totally cool. I do have some that I follow, but I'm not one of those that wants to see what everybody's doing. We're gone. I've moved on.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about the flood.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
Because I keep wondering about, is there some law that people need to know that's related to the flood? And I found one.
Okay.
It's a tax law.
Okay.
So there are some tax filings deadlines that haven't passed yet.
Okay.
In September for businesses and October for individuals. Well, if you're affected by the disaster, you get to extend until February of next year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so there might be other benefits using the law like that.
Yeah.
With maybe grants or loans, sort of like what happened during the time of COVID.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of things like that during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nonprofit locally that, I know there's a ton of nonprofits and individuals that are stepping up and doing amazing work. But SALSA, what do they stand for?
San Antonio Legal Services Association.
Is it? Yeah, they're doing a really good, they're partnering with TRALA and TRLA because there's going to be, I know there's immediate things that have to happen right now, but this is going to be years of fallout legally.
Yeah.
And people losing documents and needing to replace things. And like the litigation that's going to ensue is going to be just gigantic.
With insurance companies?
Right. And people suing each other, well, was this your property? Was this your property? Was I leasing?
Right.
What was going on here? Who had the responsibility to have the insurance? And it's going to be a lot of legal fallout, as you can imagine.
I think right now, at least what's reported in the news, is people are blame casting.
Yeah, I've been watching all of that.
They want to blame the camp counselors for not getting the kids out.
Everybody had an opinion. Everyone has an opinion.
They want to blame the county for not sending the alert faster. They want to blame the federal government for not sending federal aid faster.
There were probably 1 million different opinions online that I saw. Everybody chiming in.
Yeah.
Which, have your opinion, that's fine. But remember the way that Job's friends really helped when he was so devastated. He had, I think, one friend that just came and just sat with him quietly. Mm-hmm. He was just there.
I love that you brought the gospel into this because we like to talk about the law and the gospel. And so you're talking about Job from the Bible.
Remember how life just pulled the rug out from under him? He lost everything. Mm-hmm. His wife told him, just go ahead and give up already. Just curse God and die because look at you, But he didn't give up, and he had a lot of friends that showed up and said, "Well, you must have done something." And
yeah, this is happening to you because God's mad at you.
But he had that one friend that just came and just.
Yeah, I don't remember that friend.
I hope I'm right. I'm gonna have to read Job again.
Well, maybe I just glossed over it because I was feeling bad for Job.
Well, leave some comments. I know you have some listeners that are much more biblically educated than I am, so they can just comment and correct me, and I will take that correction. Yeah,
and a pillar of the Christian community, John MacArthur, pastor in Los Angeles area, just passed away.
Yeah.
And I would have never known him because I don't go to church in California, but I was going to the Bible study on Tuesday nights, the men's Bible study, and one of the guys in my group, I was telling him that I was watching the Billy Graham videos on YouTube, and he said, "Oh, well, you should check out this guy, John MacArthur." And I think he's Baptist, which is okay. I'm not saying anything bad. I just wanted to give some context.
Is that like a Seinfeld reference? Another one, No. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's the way I should have said it. But the reason I bring that up is just because it's different for me.
Yeah.
Because I go to the Lutheran church, it's just a different way of presenting the message. But I really liked listening to him too.
Yeah.
He was famous for going like line by line through the scripture and trying to help you understand what each verse meant.
Oh, wow. I'll check him out.
Yeah, do it. John MacArthur, Grace Church, something like that.
Okay.
We got to end the show soon. I wanted to ask you some questions about how your Instagram is going. What content are you putting out there this week to help heal the community in San Antonio, Texas?
I put out a couple things that were related to the film festival that I went to. It was the 46th annual film festival. They had it down there at the Carver Center. And they have Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center has an amazing program, and they'll feature documentary movies. And this year they had Selena y los Dinos, and it was amazing. It was really good. And Chris Perez, is that his name, right? Chris Perez, Selena's husband was there, and her sister Suzette Quintanilla, they were there, and they answered questions, and it was like really amazing. They were so open, and I guess maybe enough time has passed, but they really shared like how that all felt to actually live it. And then the fallout, I mean, imagine you're trying to heal from a loved one passing away, and then she's just everywhere. I mean, you can never get away from, she's even more famous now. When she passed away, I was in South Texas, so I knew her, but the whole world didn't know her. Now she's just like, so it's a really good movie. It's coming out on Netflix January 2025, and we all need to support Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center. And I also saw Uvalde Mom, and it was very good.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll talk to you later. We have to end the show now. Bye.
Sorry, I talked too long. Sorry.
No, it was perfect. 25 minutes.